Hey guys, welcome to the video. Thanks for joining today. Today I was going to talk a little bit about the road shoes that I used in 2024. Some of which, I guess the majority of which I'm still using. But to begin with, I had some of the Altra Torin 7s. I began the year with a light colored one that I was finishing up. I ended up retiring them. They had 350 miles on them or so. I got these. They were returns for a manufacturer defect to our running store, and I ended up getting them for free. I've got about 170 miles on these, so I probably put 300 miles this year on Torins. I love the shoes in that they slip on well, they fit nice, they're nice and comfortable underfoot. I love wearing them at the running store or walking around. They're really not my favorite to run in because I feel like I lose too much energy when I go down into them. It doesn't pop back enough for me. They have the 30 millimeter Ego Max midsole, which is nice and soft. They've got the nice wide forefoot from Altra. I had a few really long races where I would start having trouble with my shoes or my feet. I could always slip these on and they would work. Like I said, they're not my preferred running shoe, but they're great because they always work to a degree. They're always comfortable, and even when I had bad heel blisters, I was able to get these on and use them. So a very handy shoe, and one I walked a lot of miles in. The primary shoes that I have used for daily runs this year, I've had the Altra Escalante 4s. They have been wonderful. I retired the Escalante 3s, I think, late last year. I got the 4s. I really like the upgrades they made on them. I think the upper is softer and more stretchy. I think they might be a slightly wider in the toe box than the 3s, or at least they feel that way, probably because of the stretchy upper. They have the 24 millimeter stack height Ego midsole, of course zero drop. Just very comfortable shoes, and I also think that they're low to the ground. They're very good for strengthening my feet. I use these a lot for daily runs. I think I've got about 230 miles on these so far, and they're good shoes. I'll get several more miles out of them. The next daily trainer that I use, and I primarily didn't use for long runs, but I did do a long run or two in it, is the Topo Magnifly 5s. These are probably my favorite daily trainers of this year. It's the first time I've had them. They have a 25 millimeter zip foam midsole, EVA based midsole, very stretchy, breathable upper, nice wide toe box. They feel a good bit. They're not quite probably as bouncy as the Escalantes, but they're still light enough and bouncy enough that you can pick up the pace. And they definitely feel more cushioned. They actually almost feel like the same amount of cushion as you get in like the Torins, but they're much lower stack height. They're 25 millimeters versus 30 in the Torins. Anyway, I really enjoyed these shoes. I think I've got about 280 miles on them, but I really like those shoes. Then for some longer runs, and then I also used them a lot for daily runs earlier in the year, I got the Topo Phantom 3s. I got them late last year. I put 450 miles on them. I just retired them last month. They're still not in real bad shape, but I am wearing little holes in the heel. They're definitely feeling a little bit worn, so I decided to retire them just because I have a lot of other shoes to use. And they've been great shoes. I could probably easily get another 50 to 100 miles if I really wanted to out of them. I am looking forward to when the Phantom 4s come out. The next shoe that I've had is I got a pair of the Saucony Ride 17s. I did enjoy these shoes. The only thing didn't put a ton of miles on them, but the primary reason is just because they're a bigger heel to toe drop than I prefer. They have an 8 millimeter heel to toe drop, and I usually prefer 6 and under. But the cushion was good. They're very good, solid. everyday trainers. They breathe well, good comfort around the heel. They're actually very good shoes, just and they're gusseted inside with the tongue. Very good shoes, just not probably my top preference, but a very good shoe. Then really for long runs, I wanted something bouncier than my Phantom 3s to use for like a long road race, or just a really long training run where I wanted to pick up the tempo. So I had run, and I ran some at the beginning of the year in some Topo Specters, which the original Specters were 35 in the heel, 30 in the forefoot, with they had a Pebax core and a zip foam, their EVA frame. And then they came out with these Spectre 2s partway through the year, and I had to get a pair. These are full Pebax midsoles, which makes them very bouncy. They made this huge heel, and I think it's to help stabilize it and keep it wide. So they put a nice wide base even on the heel to keep it stable. But these are have a really good rocker. You roll through your stride. Very bouncy foam. They're a good feeling shoe. They breathe well. They have 37 millimeters of stack height in the heel, 32 in the forefoot. So on the high end for me, as far as a stack height shoe. But I've enjoyed these. I've put about 130 miles on them. I used them during my Perpetual Motion run, and I used them during the Texas Quad Marathon that I DNF'd, but I did the first 17 miles. And I've used them for some other long runs. But they have been very good shoes. I've got a lot more miles to use them. I'm also encouraged that the worst thing I had in the original is that I wore through the 1 millimeter rubber pretty quickly. They've made the rubber a little bit thicker, and I think they're going to last a little longer. Then I've got my favorite shoes that I use for up tempo and for shorter races. I ran several 5Ks during the summer, and then I would go also do a few track sessions or tempo sessions, and these were my shoe of choice. I love the Topo Cyclone 2s. They're very bouncy. They have a full Pebax midsole. It's a little lower to the ground because it's 28 in the heel, 23 in the forefoot, has the 5 millimeter drop. But these just are a blast to run in. I'm not really necessarily a huge fan of carbon fiber plated shoes at the current time, but these give me a lot of bounce and feel a lot of the performance of having a carbon fiber top plated shoe without the plate. And I just love their super lightweight. I think in a men's size 9, they're like 6.9 ounces. In my size, they're like 7.4 ounces. In a men's size 11.5. So they're very breathable, very comfortable, nice thick heel collar. Anyway, they've been very good shoes. I am wearing through the soles a bit because the rubber isn't super thick, but I've got 230 miles for an up-tempo trainer, and I can definitely get another 100 miles probably out of them. But I am really looking forward to the Cyclone 3s that'll be coming out this spring. So I just haven't been running much tempo for a while, just due to different injuries and stuff. But and then the last pair of shoes that I put some miles in, but I really only got them a couple weeks ago. The Mount to Coast R1s. These are meant to be an ultra marathon running shoe. I also am finding I think they're good for daily training. I only did a couple daily runs. I did a 5 miler and a 9 miler in them, and then I took them with me to the Snowdrop 55 hour, and I ran in them the whole first day. So I put 50 miles on them that day. I'm up to like 67 miles in the shoes. Again, I find them just extremely comfortable. I really like the dual lacing system. It has laces so you can give a nice tight fit in the top, and then in the bottom you can change how tight you want it, so you can make it a looser fit to give you more room, or if your feet are swelling you can tighten it down more if you want it tighter. I think that's a cool thing. I think this zero sag is really good. It seems to keep my foot from causing problems as it fatigues in a long run. I think it gives a little bit of torsional stability. This was something that, a material that was worked on between Mount to Coast and BASF, the big manufacturer to make this special material to make this this insert in here. The shoe is actually has very good grip for a road shoe. I ran in the rain over wet, over painted stripes for crosswalks, and usually I'll slip in road shoes on that, and I did not at all in these, so I'm impressed by that. And I think they're holding up pretty well so far. Again, I only have 67 miles, but I do like the shoes. Anyway, that is it for my 2024 shoes. I've probably been forgetting something that I've probably already retired and returned, but turned in. What I do is I usually go, after I'm really done with the shoe, I take it for recycling. But those are the shoes that I can remember. It's a pretty good amount of them, and as you can see, the majority of them are still in use. But anyway, that is my update, my review of the road shoes I used in 2024. If you found it interesting, please consider hitting the thumbs up, the like button. If you're interested in any more of my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and Happy New Year. Keep moving.